I don't think there's any accidents when things happen. Nothing's random. And I think we're supposed to look at life differently, each and every one of us. And we have to look at our work, our career, our happiness, our joy, our balance, and maybe, not maybe, I'm 100% sure we as people have been so out of balance for so long that we need to be balanced somewhere. What's our priorities? What's most important in life? And is it, being busy all the time on the go, running the rat race, or is it maybe sticking at home a little bit more, maybe like going for those walks that you never get a chance to do, or taking time for yourself through it all. I mean, we're all going to make a journey home eventually, but hopefully, between now and that time, we live our purpose, but also, we learn how to balance it all out with, by loving ourselves greatly too.
Yeah, it's that's what I felt too as well. I found there was a balance, and it was kind of like an awakening to what is really important in life. And because we get into that rat race, I mean, like you're saying, like if you're doing that television show, because I've worked in television for years, and it's a rat race. And especially if you're filming on location, you're going from place to place to place. I mean, it's hard to get grounded. You're constantly on the go, and long days, super long days. And it's like, okay, you're waiting around, waiting for the shot. I mean, and then you're okay. Now, you ready? And it's like, okay, let's do that again.
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry. That is the motto.
The only thing that is not scripted in a way on the show is the readings, because they don't know what's going to be said or what's going to come through, what's going to happen, what spirit's going to communicate. But I mean, all the community stuff where I'm doing things in the community, I mean, they may say, okay, well, today I'm going lobster fishing, but who knows what that's going to entail when we're out there. I mean, the weather can shift and change, and I may connect to somebody in the boat. Who knows? They're just like ready, waiting for something to happen sometimes. Yeah. And but I have to follow a plan each day. Is like, okay, today I'm filming. I'll be doing 2 readings. I don't know who these people are, but I know that I'll be reading 2 people, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and like there is a lot of waiting and preparing and all this, and they're pretty good about being mindful of my energy too, because if I'm exhausted, then I'm not going to serve people very well, or I'm not going to be very in tune. So I make that abundantly clear to the production company, because if you don't communicate your energy and how you feel and where you need to be balanced to serve others, then you can't do the best job that you can do. And I mean, this is what I think, like, you can learn that yourself, through, doing work like this, or maybe this is what COVID's teaching everybody. Again, it's like this, take time, balance yourself, be grounded, surround yourself with close family that you love, that, now that we can't spend that much time with that many friends, you value your friends greater, you value your family greater, you value your ability to even travel to see your children. It's just, you look at things with a different set of eyes, I guess.
Yeah, that is so true. Like it's amazing, something this horrific can make such beautiful changes too at the same time too, if you just pay attention to it too. So about your television show, it's really interesting when you do those readings, stuff like that. I know for some mediums, they get kind of like almost like a precognition of what some of the information, to kind of get like a download prior to going into the thing. Do you find that yourself, you get into that, or is it just basically very spontaneous?
Usually I try to stay in the moment, but occasionally I will get something that I don't know how it's going to align, or who it's going to be for, or what's going to come out. And I mean, with season one, because I just filmed season 2 this year. We finished in November, and I just finished the voiceover work just a couple of weeks ago for season 2, which is coming out in the fall of 2021.
Congratulations on that.
But on season 1, there was a live show element where I would go out and I read people in a live setting. And I mean, the producers have cameras set up everywhere. They don't know who's going to be read, but they would often ask me before I would go out, I mean, are you getting anything? Are you feeling anything? Are you sensing it? Like, what? Are you picking up something? It could be so silly sometimes, and I feel kind of silly even telling them, because I'm like, my God, I don't know. Somebody's telling me about a sucker. Like, I don't know why, but somebody's going to have a sucker, and I don't know why they're telling me about the sucker.
Yeah.
And so anyhow, I remember it was in one community, Elsie Book, New Brunswick, which is a Mi'kmaq community that we were doing the reading sessions in. And I was reading a lady there who had lost her son, unfortunately, to suicide. And I connected to him. And anyway, one of the things he had said, and it was out of the whole season, she was the only person that spirit said, come up here, Mom, I want to give you a hug.
Oh, wow.
And that's what he said to me. He said, tell her to come up. Tell her, Mom, I want to give you a hug. And so she was speechless, because this is something that he would have only said to her. Yeah. Every time he would meet her, greet her, or leave her, those are his exact verbatim words that he would say is, Mom, come here, give me a hug. So that's the message he came through. And she said, like, when she did come up on stage, she said she didn't even feel her feet touch the floor. She just floated all the way up to the stage. And then I hugged her. And then, boom, the image of the sucker comes in my mind. And wow. She goes, well, I said, and she mentioned eating a candy. And I said, was it a sucker? And she goes, yeah, it's in my pocket. And I was like, okay. So spirit, I mean, as odd and weird as it sounds, it's not something anybody knew about, but she had the sucker in her pocket, but her son did. And long before I made the connection to her, and out of the whole season, having one person walk up on stage that I actually read on stage and I physically hugged on stage, it was relevant to that person and to the producers too, to see that it's spirit has a plan.
Yes.
We may think these things are random, but spirit says, no, this isn't random. I mean, you're going to be reading the mom who has a sucker in her pocket today. And as strange as it was giving that piece of information, it was relevant when it came up to the time that she walked up on stage. And there's where you just kind of get a step out of the way. And, even if you think you're silly, and just, give the message to the best of your ability accordingly. And then it makes sense. It unfolds. Yeah. It will show up in a way to help people understand that person, it was intention from spirit that it was meant to be.